What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It is Saturday over here. Hope you guys are having a great day. I think Bitcoin and the crypto markets are about to do something that's going to be pretty interesting here. We're going to be diving deep into the charts and look for moves before they're about to happen. Okay, so make sure you guys are liked, subscribe, and comment to the channel so you guys don't miss any updates, as we're going to be looking for moves before they're about to happen. I will also be taking technical analysis requests for any coins in the market, so make sure to drop a comment and I would choose your comment for a technical request during this video on the next day. So let's go ahead and dive deep into the charts here. Hourly time frame, very important, because as I pointed out yesterday, there was a ascending triangle pattern that could be developing. Well, it is developed now. Ascending triangle patterns are usually bullish, and with this smaller ascending triangle pattern here, I do have a price target of about 88,000, give or take. That is an estimate. Now, I am seeing some weakness here on the hourly time frame, and why I'm saying that is because I do see the RSI here with the double top, and we have a higher high on the price action chart and a double top on the RSI. That is bearish divergence. Usually, that is a reversal indicator, and we're seeing that right now. Right now, let's go ahead to the 4-hour time frame, which is what I'm looking at, where I'm seeing a very clear bullish move here. Right, we have a higher high and a higher low, right? And we're still in this ascending triangle pattern, but some very clear strength here on the RSI is that we don't have bearish divergence. So, it is likely that this is going to be breaking out to the upside, perch according to the ascending triangle pattern percentages anyways, right? So that is good to know the edges before, when actually playing the charts here, right? Now let's come over here to the 12-hour time frame, where I do see a clear crossover of the 21 SMA, which is very good, right? That's going to be coming up to the price action as support. And basically that is the blue line crossing over the 50 SMA. Daily time frame, I've pointed out this possible falling wedge pattern that could be developing, but it is breaking my top trend line here, so that looks very good as well for Bitcoin and of course the crypto markets, because altcoins are going to be following Bitcoin. Okay, now I pointed out that there was bullish divergence on the daily time frame here a couple days back, and we are seeing that playing out right now. Very important. Bullish divergence is basically a equal or lower low on the charts, but you see an equal or higher low on the RSI, and basically we saw that, right? Very subtle lower low, right? But I would still consider that to be bullish divergence, and we're seeing that playing out right now. And we're seeing it on the lower time frames, is giving me the hint that this is going to be playing out, right? We have an ascending triangle pattern on the lower time frames, reversal patterns on the higher time frames, right? 3-day time frame, this is taking a while to play out because these are 3-day candles, right? But we are still in that double bottom pattern, right? Basically a couple of weeks back with bullish divergence. That's how I usually spot moves before they happen. Okay, that's a pretty good hint. Of course, it's not 100%, right? There are times when bullish divergence results in a weak bounce, and then price action continues downwards, but it still usually indicates a bounce, right? And we're seeing a very strong bounce here, okay, from this reversal indicator and pattern, right? Now, weekly time frame, we are bouncing off the weekly 50 SMA. We're far from that as of right now, which is currently about 77.5. So that's going to be the support if the breakout fails here. Now let's come over here to the daily time frame, I do want to talk about this as well because we still have quite a bit of resistance to get over, including the daily 200 SMA. But currently, we are very we are we have a pretty solid candle above the daily 50 SMA, right? And the daily 21 SMA is curving upwards. So as of right now, I would say things are looking pretty good for Bitcoin and the altcoins because, like I said, Bitcoin is the driver. Now, daily 200 SMA at about 88,000 now. Neckline of the double bottom pattern on the 3-day time frame, 89,000. If Bitcoin is actually able to break out of that, then we are seeing a price target of about 104,000. Now, if you guys don't know how to take price targets, you basically, for a double bottom, you take the range from the neckline down to the bottom of the pattern, and then you put that range or difference on top of the neckline. That will give you the price target. It's common knowledge. Go ahead and Google that, right? Because if you guys want to stay in the markets long enough, you guys do have to be curious enough to go ahead and research these things on your own. Now let's go ahead to the altcoin markets, okay? Ethereum, I talked about this yesterday. Now, I did say that there was a falling wedge pattern that's very clear on the 3-day time frame. Looks like it could be breaking out right now because we had a clear pattern developed. However, we do have a 3-day candle right outside of the pattern right now. Okay, so this could be making a pretty big move, right? Of course, it all depends on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin gets rejected at any time and actually invalidates that double bottom pattern, that's going to look very bad for the altcoins. But right now, it is looking great, and so it's very important to be paying attention to the charts. Let's come over here to Total 3, where I also indicated that there was a falling wedge pattern as well. However, Total 3, which is altcoin markets excluding Ethereum, it hasn't broken it out of that trend line yet, that top trend line. So right now, it seems like Ethereum is running ahead of the other altcoins, okay? Surprisingly, because it has been doing pretty badly for the past couple of months at least. Now let's go ahead and go to the stock markets. Also very important because it's highly correlated with Bitcoin and the crypto markets for the most part. Now, on the weekly time frame, we still had a very good bounce, all right, and a very nice recovery so far. I think this is going to be this is actually a very strong bounce as well because, if you guys actually look at the RSI, right, it's going to be pretty hard for the bears to actually push down the price without getting divergence, which also means that bulls would likely get another bounce if the price was actually to come down again and make an equal or lower low. And where the bounce takes us, that's hard to say, but it usually would mean that there's going to be another bounce when you see bullish divergence, right? And that's where I usually like to make my entries when I see bullish divergence with a reversal pattern, like double bottoms or at the lows of a bottom trend line. Not financial advice, of course. There's going to be a lot of caveats that comes with that, but I usually like to look for those type of patterns for entries and exit at resistance. Okay, you guys got to do your own research and come up with your own strategies when it comes to trading, but that would be some ideas on how to enter on low risk trades. I usually don't want to be entering trades when it's already pumping like crazy. That's very high risk, right? So that is basically what I have to say for beginners, right? Something to think about. Of course, not to actually do it, verbatim, right? But actually develop your own strategies and think about it. Now, this wraps up my video for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a beautiful weekend.